and that's your lapel on your collar. So the front part is your lapel, so you have a well-dressed house. And because of that, everybody wants to buy the house and they give you a check. So from this bottom part, we lift it up, curl it, and stick it underneath the lapels. So it gets caught here and it gets caught there underneath the lapels. And check the color, that's your check. I'll turn it around so you can have a look at the back as well. And you can see that that's the collar part. That's the lapel part. And once that's done, you can now take this check to the bank. And people who work at the bank are very good at counting money. That's because their fingers are very flexible. So like this, index finger, curling out, curling up, curling out, curling up. See how fast you can go. Then try.
So he said, I'll work on this a little bit later. So he folded it in half and tried to put it into his pocket and said, I'll work on this a little bit later. Do you think that worked? Of course not. Otherwise our story would have ended. Our paper got even louder and angry. He says, how dare you make me into a small triangle? I want to be big again. So our magician got scared. He says, all right, Mr. Paper. And he unfolded the paper and made it big again. But as I said, our magician had to go and do magic shows throughout the day. And he asked the paper, hey, Mr. Paper, would you like to be a kite and fly high in the sky? So our paper said, yes, that would be terrific. So I turn it over and then make a kite. The magician folded the paper 2 more times and made him into a kite. He flew it high in the sky. As the kite flew higher and higher, he saw birds. He saw small birds, he saw big birds, and then he saw eagles and hawks. And when it went really high, it saw a big aeroplane go by. And as the paper would go up, he started waving at the bird. He says, hi, little sparrow, hi, little crow, hi, little eagle, hawk. And then he saw, hi, the plane. He tried to read what was on the plane. So in this case, it said American Airlines. It says, hey, American Airlines. And his tail went up.
Okay, shake, shake. Repeat with me. Shake, shake. Okay, and the other movement for your hand. Okay, applauding for the paper. Okay, repeat, 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 repeat. Okay, I provide music and paper. Now. Ready? You prepare your paper in home? Ready to? Okay, let's go. Repeat. Check, check. Okay. It's very good. Ah, sorry. It's very.
I will show you my stars, like always. This star and this star. These are 2 geometric models I like very much. And I also want to explain the geometry of the stars. So we don't only fold, I will also explain a little bit. So I will change my camera now. Just a moment. So it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
It's perfect?
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. First, I want to say that I don't fold stars or like stars because I want to decorate. It's the geometry I love. It's really the geometry. And I would like that you also appreciate the geometry of the stars and not only the product, the stars. So today I want to show you two special stars, like you see, a 6-pointed star and an 8-pointed star. And I want to start with the 6-pointed star because it's easier to fold and it's less paper, less modules than the 8-pointed star.
Sixth, practical reasonableness, explained as your ability to choose how to look after yourself, really. So the ability to choose. And I think origami gives you a tool you can choose for your well-being and also find things that are of interest to you. So a topic that has meaning to you. Seventh, religion, but in in loose terms. Obviously you don't have to be religious to feel that need for a belief, a kind of understanding of the universe. I'm an atheist, I'm a scientist, but that feeling that it's part of the order of the cosmic universe, that you're part of something bigger, I think is important. So I think the origami fits really on all of that. Yeah. So these are the ways I think that origami helps. It's just out of my experience, really. So out of everything I've offered, and I've worked with thousands of people of all walks of life in a hospital, I found that holding some origami definitely has the widest appeal to both men and women, and I think across classes as well. It brings a beauty that people are attracted to and a feeling of wonder. I think also that we get stressed, we get unhappy when our lives are out of our control. That's very much the case for all of us at the moment. So I think creating something that's very orderly, very controlled, really helps give you back that need for control that we have. You're creating something very structured. The self-discipline, I think, is important. It really helps structure. And I love how origami is at its heart simple, and yet you can get as complex as you want. You've got both simple and complex. Very pleasing. It can involve lots of learning that really fully occupies the mind, try to memorize things. The spatial side of it, people can, I think, really struggle with, but that's also why it's good. It's challenging. You get a feeling of discovery, encouraging persistence. I encourage people to have that attitude to being kind to themselves, to your ways that we look after ourselves in learning. I think it's a positive.
And you fold it. Now you turn the paper, and with this rectangle, you do the same. You put it up and you fold it. So now you have your sun hat. And with my sun hat, I continue climbing up the mountain, up and up and up and up, higher and higher, farther and farther. But I was climbing so much. I was climbing so much, and it was so hot. And I was very sweaty because there wasn't a freeze at all. So I had to find a solution for that. And I thought that what I needed was a fan. So now you take the other sheet of newspaper and we are going to fold a very simple fan. You are creating different rectangles. So you fold a rectangle. Now you turn over the paper and you fold another rectangle. The same, you turn over and 3. Again, the same, 4. You turn over, 5, 6, 6. You turn over, 7. You turn over, 8, and more or less 9. Okay, so now you put your hand down and you open it a little bit. So I folded my fan, I opened it, and I felt so much better. I felt so much better. So I continue climbing up the mountain, up and up and up and up and up. I go higher and higher, but while I was climbing up the mountain, I looked around and I saw that I was all alone and I didn't want to continue.
Personajes. Ahora es un perro, ahora es un pulpo, ahora es una medusa, no sé, cualquier animal. ¿Veis? Montaña, montaña, cabeza, cabeza pequeña. Todos los robots, todos están hechos con las mismas piezas, cometas, cometas de colores, lámpara de Aladino, un huevo y un pollito. Es una cabeza alargada y una cabeza con pico. Mirad, la cabeza tiene esta posibilidad. Hacer así sería una cabeza con pico. Es esta. Cabeza con pico. Bueno, cuerpos, cabezas. El libro se acaba, pero no se acaba porque continúa. ¿Veis? Cometas, cuerpos. ¿Qué más, qué más, qué más, qué más? Bueno, una sirenita, cometa verde, cometa amarilla dentro. Y esto se coloca en esta y es una sirenita. El Principito, cometas. Lady Gaga, con piezas. Esta es aún más sencilla porque está formada por montañas, 3 montañas juntas. Paro un poquito para que lo veáis. Con 3 montañas colocadas y unidas, y la tercera montaña. Estos son, pues, estos personajes. A ese cuerpo se le juntan estas cabezas y ya está. Ya tenemos el personaje. Esto son árboles, es un bosque que crece, el crecimiento de un bosque hecho por niños de infantil. Este es el pelo, la copa, ¿veis cómo crece? Crecimiento, y aquí para escribir pues un mensaje. Todas las figuras, como veis, son muy fáciles. Jugadores de fútbol. Aquí tenemos jugadores de fútbol, es el mismo de antes, el mismo. 3 piezas que forman una estrella y una cabeza arriba para formar jugadores o cualquier tipo de personaje. Tenemos también, a ver aquí quién está, bueno, Yoda, de Star Wars. Tenemos a Yoda aquí fuera y este Yoda. Fácil, fácil, con cabeza y con cometas. Y lo que vais a ver ahora, a partir de aquí, todas estas están...
The 2 lines meet, have a right angle in the meeting. So you see the plus, yeah? So it always tells them what to do. Okay, So now we fold back to the triangle. And you have the symmetric line in the middle. So we fold one vertices to the symmetric line in one side and also the other side. When the animation takes care of the question, answer, and folding, the teacher is more available to listen to the student answer and to understand the student knowledge better. And this is very important because many of the teachers, they don't listen I usually ask my teacher, what do you think is the treasure in your class? I get many answers except one. It's the answer of the student. When a student gives me an answer, from his answer I understand what material missing, what he understands, what he don't understand. We have to listen to the answer of the student. So Origametria gives a space to the teacher not to be pressure of the lesson and just to listen and be deeply in the discussion in the class. So after we fold it, we turn it to the other side. Now, the teacher here will have a comment that we know as origami people that many times the children doesn't turn the paper to the other side and the next folding is wrong. Yeah? So we always give some mark to the teacher so she understands what she needs to do. Okay, now we have the pentagon, and we take the right angle and we fold it to the side. Now it's a special.
Time the problem of the memory that we have. What happens? I have to stop probably. Can somebody say me if I have to stop?
I think Nick is telling you something, Joan.
Lee, it's too late, huh?
Mm.
Okay, sorry. Well, excuse me. Huh? I had a lot of material to show. We can make another meeting about folding didactics, and we can speak about such subjects. We can stop every moment. We stop. No. I show only here some documents. For example, you see a Chinese from the Qing dynasty, Zhen Xianbao. You understand because they exercise in China that's a Freiburgian folding beauty forms, where they exercise. Then it's from 1874, where the children exercise like units, like modular, then the same fold way in each side of the square, and they repeat 4 times the same fold. So then exercise. The first time is very bad, the second better, and slowly the memory comes slowly to the brain. And they can. There is a lot of exercise and works that we can speak about that. Only say that the forgotten subjects, perhaps the memory, and today we start to speak about that. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for my English and for the long